Hello and welcome back to Brother Main's Sudoku. I am Theta, and it's wonderful to have you guys tuning in to watch this Sudoku challenge we have today. This is going to be an expert puzzle, so it's going to be fairly challenging, but you're going to see with accurate methodology we're able to get through this puzzle and find a solution with relative ease. Now, I'm not going to take any time to explain what a Sudoku puzzle is in general or any of the particular features that this particular app does offer. But if you want that preliminary information, please check out my first few videos at the medium and hard difficulty with commentary. I do explain what a Sudoku puzzle is, and I do explain all of the features that this does have. I will say that this is the Sudoku app offered by Beetle Studio. It's definitely on the Google Play Store. I do believe it's on the iOS Store as well. It's a 4.5 rating, 50 million plus downloads, so very popular. If you're looking for more of the typical Sudoku experience, because with this one, it does highlight if a block is incorrect. That's one of the main features. It does highlight if a block is incorrect. If you're looking for more of that typical paper Sudoku challenge experience, please check out a channel called Sharp Cookie. Her name is Sharp Cookie. She actually does a whole array of brain puzzles if that's more of your thing as well. But I do believe in the descriptions of her Sudoku challenge videos in particular, she does have the link or the title of the particular software that she's using. I do believe it's on the iOS store, so it'll be great for you Apple users out there. So without further ado, let's just jump right in and see if we can get a solution. This is an expert puzzle again. Let's do this thing. All right, so the first thing that jumps out is going to be the 5 here, and that's where I see that there's a kind of a crosshatch pattern, definite crosshatch pattern. It's a full crosshatch to place our 5 right in this block, and that's going to be correct. All right, as we circle around and see if we can then isolate some things. Now I do see that 7's kind of crosshatch here. Place our 7's most definitely in these 2 blocks right here. Oops. Well, actually, it might be a full crosshatch situation. Let's just verify. Yes, we get a crosshatch here complete to make our 7 right here. So we get this full 7 here. Oh, we're just going to take a 7 out. We're going to place our 7 right here. It's going to be correct. And then we can just continue with the crosshatch to place our 7s in one of these 2 blocks right here. We'd then love to follow that up with a pair, hopefully. It doesn't look like we get a pair right here. So actually, it looks like we do get a full crosshatch, however, of the 9s. Let's just verify. Full crosshatch of the 9s to place our 9 in this block right here, and then that works where we had a doubles on the 7s to place our 7 in this block right here. So that's going to be correct. All right, and we're just going to want to see if we can circle around now. It looks like we do get a crosshatch pattern with the 7s here. What we're looking for is a double or a pair situation, because the logic is if we can get one digit isolated to one of 2 blocks, right? If we can solve one of the blocks, it's either going to be that block for that digit or another block. When we get a pair situation, hopefully we get an example of that here soon. A pair would be where you have 2 numbers isolated to 2 blocks that they can only be in. And so if you figure out one, of course, then the other digit is in that block. But it helps you in other ways too, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Looks like we do get a full crosshatch on the 6s here, right? So we're going to take the 6 and place the 6 right here, and that's going to be correct. All right, we're going to continue with our, we're going to take a look here and see that we have the 1, the 5, and it looks like the 4. All right, we can go ahead and mark that up if we'd like, just to, get in the rhythm of things. We do have the 1 that then must go in here because we see the 4. The process of elimination, the 5 is already in the column and the 4 is already in 3x3 squares. So this is definitely going to be the 1. We then have the 4 and the 5 that are left. You see the 5, so it's going to be a vice versa, kind of opposite situation. We're going to place our 4 here, place our 5 here. That's going to be absolutely correct. And then we're going to see the 8 crosshatches, place our 8 in this block, and then we are left with only 3 and the 1. I do apologize if I'm going a little fast. I do kind of have a time constraint, but not too bad. It is just that you've probably gotten used to. If you're a returning viewer, thank you. If you're a new, thank you as well. You've probably gotten used to the spiel about now. This is one of our later expert, well, not later expert, it's still a preliminary expert video, but it's one of our later preliminary, if that makes sense. So not too much explanation needs to go on here, except for maybe these things are starting to jump out at you. And if you're finding that progress, that's a great thing. Kudos to you. Give yourself a pat on the back and a slap across your butt cheeks. All right, so we're going to do 3 and 1 here. We can go ahead and mark that up if we want. We're going to place our 1 and our 3 right here. 1 and 3 right here as well. Okay, so what we're going to do now is then we look and we see that we have, looks like we have a 3 crosshatch situation, which the crosshatch is place our 3 in one of these 2 blocks here. Make sure your pencil is on. Let's do that. I am going at a relatively fast pace, but we're going to take our time and make sure that our pencil is on. We are definitely going to do that. Now, it looks like we have the 4s kind of isolated. Look at this. The 4 cross hatches here. It eliminates all 3 blocks for this 4 right here and this 3x3 square, and it eliminates here. So then this must be 4, and that's going to be correct. We can stay on that tangent with the 4s. Let's see if we can get our 4s. It looks like they isolate to these 2 blocks right here. And what that means, of course, we're going to want to do what? We're going to want to follow, hopefully, with a pair. It doesn't look like we get one here, but no worries. We will get one soon, I'm sure. And then I'll be able to show you how that works if you're unfamiliar. Now, we do get a crosshatch of the 1s here. We're going to then place our 1 in one of these 2 blocks and must go in one of those 2 blocks. Let's just verify. I like to go back and check sometimes. And we're going to get that situation. We can follow that with the 3s. It looks like the 3s are going to be for this 3x3 square in one of these 2 blocks right here. Now let's just go back and see if we can follow either one of those with a pair somehow. And it doesn't look like we have enough information to follow either of those with a pair, but we are getting close to that situation. So what we are going to do, however, we are going to see if we can eliminate anything. Okay, it looks like the 6s for this column, right? We're just looking for any situation where we can isolate or eliminate things. But the 6s for this column cannot go in this 3x3 square. We're seeing that it cannot repeat here for this row, and it can, so they must then go in one of these 2 blocks right here, correct? Let's just go back and verify. Okay, must go here. Okay, we're gonna use maybe a crosshatch pattern. It looks like we can cross hatch, if I'm not mistaken, our 6s to then one of these 2 blocks. All right, and let's just see if anything follows suit with that. It doesn't look like anything follows suit. Not particularly. Oh, but we do get another crosshatch pattern. So we see that the 2s then isolate or eliminate in these 2 blocks here, and then cannot repeat here. So then our 2s are definitely in one of these 2 blocks right here. All right, and of course we look to follow. We don't get that, but we do get another crosshatch situation with the 9s for then this block. Right, and that's definitely going to help us out. We just want to go back and verify before we do the next move. If you get in the comments, let me know if you see that the next move is here. We're just going to verify. We do get the 9s that crosshatch to here. Right, the next move would be using this annotated 9, and that's something I talked about in the previous videos. You can use the annotated 9 that you now have it isolated to only 2 blocks in the same row, along with this rigid 9, and then place our 9 most definitely in this block for this 3x3 square. That's going to be correct. All right, so you want to get used to seeing those annotated patterns as well. I know it might not immediately stick out to you, but they definitely come in handy. Every little bit counts. And you're seeing that we get looks like a crosshatch pattern here where we could do a triple, but we're not going to do a triple right now. We're going to stave that off. Jason, stave them. Yeah, I'm lame. It's okay. What we're going to do is we're going to see that we get a full crosshatch on the 4s right here. We're going to place our 4 right here, and that's going to be correct. Then it looks like we then get a follow-up. Looks like a follow-up maybe pattern with the 4s right here that now must go in one of these 2 blocks. And again, I'd love to follow that with the pair, but we just don't have it right now. But that's good to know that it goes right here. Okay, we then know this is 1 and 3, so we can return up here. We know that these 2 blocks are 1 and 3. Okay, what does that mean? Right, so that means what's left here. We can look there next. We have the 5, the 9. All right, and so we know where the 9 goes now, right? In this middle row, because look at the logic here. If this is the 1-3 pair, we have the 5, the 9, and the 2 that's remaining. The 9 cannot repeat here or here, so then this must be 9. And then we're going to have the 2 and the 5. And let's just see if we have enough information. We don't have enough information, but we do get a situation where we can crosshatch now with the 9s here. Let's just verify that we can do that. And we're going to place our 9s in one of these 2 blocks. Okay, so we're just using our process of elimination to go ahead and do that. Stuff like that. So we then are given then the 5, the 2 and the 3. Okay. All right, we can do something here. We can use this annotated 3 that we know must go in one of these 2 blocks here, and then this 3 to crosshatch our 3 to right here. That's going to be most definitely the 3. We're then get left with the 2 and the 5, and we just, we can do a vice versa situation. We're going to get a beautiful animation here in a second. That's going to be 2. This is going to be 5, and that's how that's going to work, all right? So then we see something here. We get the 5, 5's that crosshatch, right? So then our 5s must go in this far left corner, and that's going to come in pivotal, right? We have, and then we're just going to go back and verify. We're just going to go back and verify before we make this next move, right? It looks like we have our 9s cross-hatched, right, to these 2 blocks, right? Let's follow the logic. We have then have our 6s cross-hatched to one of these 2 blocks. So it's definitely going in this middle left, and then we just had the 5s, it looks like crosshatch here. So we know then that this is not the one, because it's the 5, the 9, and the 6 that must go in these 3 blocks. So then this must be 1, right? Okay, and that's how this is going to work. And then know that this is 5, 9, and 6 that must go in here. So what's the only thing that's missing? It's going to be the 4 and the 1. So then this has to be 4, and then this has to be 1. Right? We then know that this is 5, 9, 6. We can then come back here. We also know we can finish this up. We know this is the 1 and 3 here. What are we missing? This has got to be the 2, right? This has got to be the 2 and nothing else. We then know that there are 3 things definitely missing here. That's going to be the 5. Let's just slow down and make sure 5, because we're getting towards the end now. Everything's going to resolve, is what you're going to see here. It's definitely going to unenvelop. So we're going to see the 5, the 6, and the 1 here. We can go ahead and mark what we can. Well, we know the 5 and the 1 are both in this row, right? So then this must be 6, or this column, excuse me. This must be 6, and then we're given the 5 and the 1. So we can go ahead and mark our 5, 1 pair if we want. At this point, you might see me use the speed pencil. You might see me not. It doesn't look like I absolutely need it just yet. We're good on time. If it gets about 15 minutes, then we'll go ahead and use that speed pencil. All right, so we're at 5, 5, 1 pair here. Let's just keep with the logic. 5, 9, and 6 must go in this far left column. Those are the only thing that's missing. It's corroborated by the column and the 3x3 square. We talked about that in previous videos as well. So what we're looking for now is the 2, the 8, and the 4. Well, the 4 cross hatches here, so we definitely know that this is our 4. Well, now we can take the 4 back out of here. We definitely know that this is our 4. All right, and we are looking for then the 2 and the 8. So we can go ahead and mark our 2, 8 pair if we want, right? This is going to be a 2, 8 pair. So you're seeing how the pairs come into play, especially on this expert puzzle. We're then left with only 1 digit, right? So what is it? Looks like we got the, right? It looks like the 3. It looks like the 3, then this must be 3. You're going to see it resolve here in this next block next to it. So we're going to go 3 here. We're going to then place our 3 here. Awesome. We are then left with a pair right here. We can go ahead and mark. It's going to be the 6 and the 8. So we already have the 6's marked. So we know that this is a 6, 8 pair, however it goes. Awesome. We are then, if we know this is a 6, 8 pair, we are then left with, we can then move around. You might see me use a speed pencil here just to make it a little faster. Let's go ahead and take the speed pencil and I'll be right back. And we are back, and we just used the speed pencil. You see that it added nothing to the puzzle. It just went ahead and filled in the rest that I could use just with the manual pencil. So it just made it a little faster. That's why they call it the speed pencil. All right, so we see this 3 staring us right in the face. Let's go ahead and take that. This is a nice, easy take. We can go ahead and take that 3. We can then spin, hit this 3. Bust the 3 here, right here. And his 1, his friend right next to him is gone as well. He's a goner. He's a dead man. He's a solo dolo rider. Let's go ahead and hit this 1 too as well. All right, we're going to see that kind of play out here. We can jump to a few different places. It looks like we then have the 9 that must go here. We're using logic and strategy here. This is why the speed pencil doesn't really add or take away anything. It's corroborated by the 3x3 square as well. It just did faster on the pencil, but we're still using strategy. The 9 then must go here, and we see that. Okay, then the 7 then must go here. We're seeing that. All right, that's going to help us clear up a few things. Okay, so let's just stay on that tangent here. And then looks like, again, we have the 9 that must go here. We're just going to slow down and make sure, because we're getting to the end of the puzzle here. We don't want to make any silly errors or mistakes. It looks like, again, then we're getting that pattern here where we're going to bust his 9 head, busting. All right, we're going to hit this 9's head. We're going to get him too. All right, we're going to fulfill the bounty contract like Warzone on this 6 right here. Okay, get that money, pick that up. That's a shout out to Booyah, FaZe Booyah out there if he's watching. Amen. do your thing. Keep on keeping on with the keep on. So let's keep spinning here. Let's see if we can finish out, and we should have enough information. Let's just make sure that we do here. All right, this is going to just be some light strategy as we get towards the end. There's a couple ways you can tackle this, but we're probably not going to have to bust out anything too special. Okay, it looks like our fives, well, no, see, we have then just making sure as we go through here. Okay, 4, 5, and 7, then we have our 2-8 pair and a 2-8 pair here. So there's a couple ways you can tackle this. There's a couple ways you can tackle this as we lose this momentum here, but we're just going to see if we absolutely need to bust out the big guns. Okay, what do we have going? Let's just make sure. Yeah, it's still a little ambiguous. Still a little ambiguous. We have not made any mistakes. We're still afforded them, but let's just see if we can absolutely get a. We're going for a perfect game, so let's just see. All right, what we're gonna do here is we're going to use. Let's see if probability strategy is going to work here. Okay, as we see that this 2 is in this row and this column, we see that it has another option here. It's one of only 2 options in its block. It has 3 other options in this row alone, right? And one other option here. This 2 right here, as opposed, has only 1 option here and 1 option across. So we're going to then this is the last strategy we're going to explain, and it kind of works. It's a probability strategy, so it's a little uncanny. You might not see it too much, but it's definitely workable. We're going to assume that this, of course, by probability, that this is our 2. So what we're going to do is just going to play it like it's a 2, just keep our pencil and do some heavy pencil work. If this is the 2, we're going to take our 8 out of here. We're going to then take our 2 out of here. All right, I'm just going to follow it around until it resolves itself, okay? All right, and if we run into a snag, we started at this 2, right? We started at this 2. That's the logic here. We started at this 2. So if it doesn't resolve itself, right? If we run into a snag, then we know what we're dealing with, okay? So if this is the 2, we're just going to follow the logic here. So pardon me while we do this, okay? So we're going to take our 2s out of here, of course, right? And you see how it's working out then that this must be the 8 then, and then that's what we're assuming. It's an assumption, right? And we're just going to work our way around here, okay? Until it resolves itself. Okay. All right. All right. Okay, give me just 1 second. Okay, and we're seeing this kind of play out here. Okay, so then we see that then this must be the 2. Right. Okay, so this must be the 7. Pardon me. Yeah, I need to be. Okay, let's just see. All right, and we haven't run into a snag yet, so we might be in business, and that's how this last strategy works. We haven't run into a snag yet, so we're just working it till we run into a snag. If we don't run into a snag, we know at least we have a potential solution, because I still haven't figured that out yet, whether or not there's multiple solutions to one puzzle. I think there might be, but I'm not sure. Especially with the digital, I'm not sure if they're going to count, that there's only one solution, especially with this app, then on top of that, how it works. So I still haven't figured that out yet, but we'll figure it out. I'm learning right alongside you guys. We'll figure this out as we go. And things like that. Well, no, let me, do I have undo? Let's undo, because I didn't really see something. Okay, yeah, we're taking the 5s out of here because of that 5. Okay. Looks like we're in business. Looks like we're in business. It looks like we are in business. We have not hit a snag yet. And then we're just going to go back over it once we finish out. Okay, and it looks like we are in serious business. Okay, so now we're just going to go back over it. Do we have any repeats anywhere, right? Those looks like 5, 1, 62548 in this row. Okay, we're seeing 2875, right? Or 586472. And do we see any repeats anywhere in the 3 button? Nope, we don't. We're gonna get down here. We see 8 and 2. We don't see any repeats in the columns. We don't see repeats. We don't see repeats, and we might be in business. So this might work. Okay, so let's just see. What we're gonna do is we're gonna hit this as the 2, and that's correct. So you're gonna see it all resolved here. Let's see if we can get a perfect game, right? When you do this, it also is convenient as well, because what you're left with, the only thing you're left with is what must go in each block. You're getting the beautiful animations as we go through here, and this is gonna be a lovely thing. As we do this, the last feature that we will go through is just the autocomplete, and it's self-explanatory. It is exactly what it sounds like. And what it is just it computes that you've solved enough of the blocks for it to go ahead and take over. You're gonna see that play out here right now. That's the autocomplete, and that is a beautiful, lovely thing. So we get that final solution, and I do hope you guys have enjoyed that. We got a perfect game on an expert puzzle. It's a beautiful thing. Let's go ahead and finish out here. Let me just do this where, excuse me, 1 second, and we'll take it to the next tier where I say, so long, farewell to you, my friend, goodbye, farewell, until the very end. I said so long, farewell to you, my friend, so long, farewell, until the very end. Face ass. Okay, no, that's not where we're ending it, but that was pretty cool, right? Okay, so how we're really ending it is I'm going to take a few moments to explain a few things. Now, I am Theta. As you can tell, we get really silly on the Brother Main Sudoku channel, and I do hope you guys have enjoyed it, especially my returning viewers. A big thank you guys. Thank you to you guys as well. I do hope you guys have checked out the Brother Main podcast that we do on Monday and Friday mornings, and we line it up with simultaneous drops of the Sudoku videos as well. So 7 o'clock in the morning on Mondays and Fridays, and with that, you're able to watch them and listen on the podcast at any time. We do get silly on the podcast as well, but we also talked about some very special things. Right now we're into the a Walk to Remember series on the podcast as well. Very interesting stuff. Definitely check that out. And also nip over to my main page if you can, Brother Main 777. I do have an introductory video that explains my projects and details, and I'm actually picking up a few more projects as it is with that. So I'm not going to go into detail on this video. With that, you see my handles pop up here, so please check out my Facebook. I do have my crowdfunding on GoFundMe and Indiegogo as well. I will say that, you see my Cash App here at the very top. This channel, as well as the podcast, everything that I do is actually substantiated, for the moment at least, by donations and contributions from viewers like you. So if you are ever so moved, if you enjoy the channel, if you enjoy the podcast, if you enjoy what you're seeing and hearing and things like that, please make a donation today and to see that keep going. That would be greatly appreciated. Everything counts. The last thing I would say is hit the likes, hit the subscription and notification button, and please get in the comments with what kind of videos you're trying to see more of, which difficulties and things like that, and with your words of encouragement, and I will definitely see you in the next one. Take care.